The brand new 2022 Porsche 911 GT3RS is here. Well, kind of. Porsche haven't officially launched this car, but we have a whole host of leaked photos, a pretty good idea of its specs, and a load of videos of what this thing looks like on the road. And not to be overdramatic, but this is set to be the craziest, most cataclysmic GT3RS to date. You're watching Auto Anorak, and let's get straight into the 2022 GT3RS. The 992 generation of the 911 has been a dramatic change versus all 911s in the 21st century and is the biggest difference since the 996. The rear gained that single full-length taillight that looks like a prop straight out of Star Wars, and it became a much bigger, bulkier car with a softened up plush interior. This made many feel that the new 911 had lost its edge and made many question the GT3 before it came out, and well, we all know how that went. Chris Harris still went out and bought one. It was still heralded by critics as the most engaging, fast and well-built daily drivable track car on the planet. But now with the new GT3RS, it's got people questioning if the men in spotless lab coats in Stuttgart have gone too far this time. I mean, the gooseneck rear wing was already a point of contention on the new GT3, but this wing on the new RS is what Stratman would call a field day for Girth Nation. It's gargantuous. It's a dining table. You could put a mattress in this thing and call it a bed. It's undoubtedly the craziest wing to be fitted on a road car since the introduction of the McLaren Senna and Zenvo TS RS, which, come to think of it, are both cars owned by Shmee, and since Shmee seemed awfully excited about this car in his video of it, that leads me to wonder whether Tim will be adding a 2022 GT3RS to his collection of track-focused supercars. Anyway, I digress. Let's stop being distracted by that wing and look straight into the rest of this car's features because there's a lot of them. It's now got cutouts behind the rear wheels with aero fins, just like a 918 Weissach package. No doubt to release pressure from the rear wheels, and this will also keep the car stable at high speed. And the diffuser, whilst large, is actually not a huge disparage away from the standard GT3. Looking towards the front wheels, and yet again we see an aero fin and cutouts, meaning that this car will not only cut through the air efficiently, but use it to keep this car glued to the road in whatever manner you desire. Think of these as like stabilizers on a bike, just a lot more clever and made out of carbon pieces that cost more than my salary. I've also got to say, I love the detail of the little indicator between the wheel arch and the fin. It's a reminder of how insane it is that this thing is a road legal car and fits all of the requirements to be driven across the world. The side profile lets you see the iconic rear fender vents we saw on the 991 3RS, and also more of what makes that wing so special. This has two struts coming down vertically, perhaps because one strut wouldn't be enough to handle such colossal levels of downforce. The stock GT3 produces a maximum of 350 kilograms in downforce, that's 770 pounds, but cars like the McLaren Senna with serious downforce produce as much as 800 kgs of downforce, or 1,783 pounds. So I'd expect the new 3RS to be somewhere in between that, maybe 1,000 to 1,200 pounds of downforce. I know that sounds crazy, but just look at it. And since we're somehow already talking about the wing again, it's probably a good stage to say that this car essentially has DRS, just like a Formula 1 car. The wing will adjust into low downforce and high downforce modes because in the straights you do not want 1,200 pounds of extra weight to lug around as you chase after McLaren Sennas. No doubt this car will be running the Weissach package wheels in this picture, which as always are made from magnesium and as always will probably be part of a $50,000 upgrade package along with a whole host of other extras and carbon bits. The front of the 3RS is, dare I say it, equally as shocking as the back. Gone are the two aero nostrils at the front, and instead you get some of the most fussy looking aero I've seen on a car bonnet. But look, this is Porsche, so I'm sure each millimeter has a purpose. These dual ducts probably release any unwanted heat from the car whilst also sucking in copious amounts of sweet air to feed that 4-litre flat 6, which rumour has it could produce around 550 horsepower. That's not too crazy in a world where the base model Ferrari Portofino is in the 600 horsepower range, but this is a Porsche, a company that always over-delivers in their figures, and additionally this car is about so much more than just the engine. It's about those crisp, seamless shifts from the PDK gearbox and some of the most advanced racing technology ever fitted to a car, helping you corner better than most hypercars, and I doubt that's an understatement. This will probably have broken a Nürburgring lap record by the end of the month, knowing how Porsche do things. Looking at the front of this thing, you can also see those louvered fenders, which is a welcome comeback from the previous gen GT3RS. And despite this being a leak, we've even got a shot of the interior, which in signature Porsche fashion still manages to look plush with its touchscreen display and very similar to even a normal 911, minus the yellow stripe on the Alcantara steering wheel, carbon back seats, and half of Stuttgart scaffolding in the back. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let me know down below, do you think Porsche went too far with that new rear wing? I mean, after all, it's larger than the cup wing on their old race cars, and Porsche customers are kind of refined. They're not generally leery like Lamborghini customers or something like that. So let me know down below. I'd have it though. I mean, we've got to embrace these crazy cars whilst they still exist. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.